Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts Discussion number 344, Tile Transition Collisions and Team Steelaxe Speedrun Record, and I am joined again by Bombug, of course.
Hello, hello. You excited to see some speed run records broken this week? It's pretty crazy.
I am. This is some crazy stuff we're about to see here. Real crazy. Um, so yeah, got a pretty short but good Friday Facts. Tile Transition Collisions by Clonin. They first mentioned a change to our tile transition logic back in uh, what seems like a few centuries ago. Friday Facts
Wow.
199. Whew.
That is so long ago, but also so recently because they pop out so many of these, one a week.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And not long after, in Friday Facts 214. These two posts focus more on the visual side and how it makes the game terrain look so much better. In short, the tile transition logic overlays an additional sprite over adjacent tiles so that where the two tiles meet has a much more natural look. As we can see, left tile transitions on, right tile transitions off. Uh, this looks. Did I used to play the game when it looked like this? Because oh
Did
my
you?
god.
You played that long ago, didn't you?
I think I did. Yeah, this I don't. My memory doesn't remember playing when it looked like this, but I had to have. I'm so glad that we have what it looks like now is on the left because this just looks horrible. Like
I
I know they
mean,
didn't know much better at that point, but like looking at it, it's just like wow, how do we play with it like that?
yeah. When you really love a game and the core mechanics are good and the game is just straight up fun to play, that's all you need. People can ignore the graphics, go straight up Dwarf Fortress on it, just have a good time with just the game and the mechanics itself.
That is
But
very true.
if it's pretty, it helps.
Yeah, if it's pretty,
Definitely
it does
helps.
help. It doesn't hurt usually. Um, so yeah, real nice. Obviously here. So while the looks were taken care of, they also had to deal with the feel of the tiles. The easy example of this is the one by one landfill stepping stones. It really looks like you should be able to walk/drive across one tile of water. So we added in an additional layer of collision checks, which will consider the transitions when performing the logic of can what can go where. So as you can see in this nice little GIF down here, the engineer is in fact kind of sprinting across here, doing some hops over these one tile gaps.
Very nice. I would definitely need an exoskeleton for that because like that backpack looks pretty heavy. Oof.
Yeah, you gotta get some speed up, be able to bounce.
Carrying 40 boilers, 10 trains,
A
all in that little backpack.
few rock silos. Oh man. Um, it does, of course, without the tile transitions, look very unrealistic. But with the tile transitions, as we know now, it really actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah, kind of like it. So this wasn't in game before, right? If there was a one tile gap, you couldn't cross over it.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
Uh,
good.
it may have been, and I'm just dumb. I've never tried it, but I think this is new.
I've kind of tried it in that I've had bots doing landfill, and I like kind of try and walk across, but it don't work. So I
Yeah,
think this is gonna be pretty nice.
for sure. Of course, some of the cheesier among us will know that biters don't know how to get across his one tile gaps. That is because simply we never enabled the biters to use a collision check logic. One reason is that more checks means more UPS usage for the biter pathfinding. Another is that we don't think it was necessary. However, it was available in the engine and any mod could enable it if they want. That is exactly what I did with the mining drones mod that Chloe made. Initially this seems to work and I thought it might make them walk around lakes a bit more naturally like the player character does. However, I quickly noticed that people were reporting on the forum that the game was crashing with the mod installed. He reverted the changes and started to look into it. It turns out the new abstract pathfinder they added for better unit pathfinding was not set up to consider units using this tile transition collision logic. The same crash was happening sometimes without any mods installed, but the case was more difficult to reproduce. So this is a nice situation where mods help them work on issues in the base game, which is really cool.
Yeah, very very nice. I feel sorry just like looking at that poor little guy bumping around.
Yeah, this as we can see down here, so he's been working on a unit has heavy mod transport drones, which I spotlighted a while ago, and the principal design behind the mod heavily relies on the tile collision logic. The units don't even collide with entities. It turned out to be a really nice test of our new Pathfinder, but also highlighted some of the issues uh, that not considering the tile transitions can bring. As we can see here, by not considering the transitions, the drone takes an awkward path along the diagonal road. Poor little guy, like you said, he having some trouble. That
Yeah,
would make me real
gotta
dizzy.
gotta take care of your room, but man, he's having issues there.
Yeah, a little glitched out. So this week, Oxide finally he finished, sorry, his work on an upgrade to the Pathfinder so we can enable the tile transition collision logic with units. The change is immediately noticeable with the above example. Um, so he swerves a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad. Much, much more smooth here.
I'm thinking that that ain't swerving. That is some stylish drifting right there.
Stylish drifting, You're probably right. This guy, he looks a little rambunctious, Maybe he's just trying to practice his drifting.
Yeah, a little bit of mining, working hard all day. You might as well drift on the way home. Have a bit of fun.
Yeah, definitely. So with the logic in place, they're debating whether to enable it for biters or not. We probably won't. It is only a minor change and would have a non-zero performance impact. A rough test puts the worst case at about 5%. But then again, it is a fun way to surprise those who thought the one tile of water would stop the biters attacking, and it kind of makes sense they can walk over it just as the player can. We'll see if there are any issues with it in the modded cases before any further consideration. Is a bonus fact. This is Factorio Facts after all. Clone spent a bit of time benchmarking some late game transport drone based factories and found a few nice performance gains. I'm gonna go ahead and open this screenshot here. I want to take a look. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's wow, that's a lot of stuff.
that is a ton of work. Looks like he did concrete the whole base. I can respect him for that.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. It looks like these little green dots are maybe the transport drones. They're like
That's what it's looking like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder how much they can hold and what
they
his
can hold quite a
throughput
bit.
is.
They can hold like
Hmm.
several stacks of items or more, I think.
For that specific mod. That's nice.
Yeah. So,
Wow, that's pretty cool though. I like the way he's got it. It kind of makes it simpler not having to deal with trains as well, huh?
but simpler.
A lot more compact rather than having to, dedicate X number of squares in between every single block of actual assemblers you have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need all of that train switching.
Yeah,
That's
the
pretty cool.
trains take up a ton of room. So, real cool there. Glad he got some nice performance gains. Dev's always doing a great job at that. And speaking of some gains, the game is too short. I want my money back as a joke from Bilka. So this Wednesday, Team Steelaxe set a new 80% multiplayer speedrun world record at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 21 seconds. This is the fastest anyone has ever launched a rocket in an unmodded Factorio game.
Wow.
This is absolutely insane. I don't even.
That
uh,
is just really fast. Wow. And so much coordination.
yeah, this this is nuts. As we can see here, Team Steelaxe, which they've linked to their Discord. So basically, Bilka is part of Team Steelaxe, of course. So I wanted to take the opportunity to explain how they managed to beat the game this quickly. It's really cool to kind of see this behind the scenes thing. Uh, in general, it is all about planning and preparation. They estimate they spent a combined 200 hours just in planning for the speedrun.
Whew.
That's
And
insane.
is that 200 hours of them all together planning it? Like 8 people times 200 hours?
No, I think it's combined like just across all of them 200 hours.
Okay.
Um,
That's a lot more reasonable. Wow, though.
but that's still insane. Like that's more time than a
Yeah.
lot of people just have in the game. Period.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, so the any percent speedrunning category allows to change all the map generation settings, hence the any percent, including disabling enemies. Multiplayer subcategories allow for up to 8 players. So planning begins with picking a map seed. Since there are many possible maps to choose from, we let a script generate maps and automatically filter out the ones without enough ore in the starting area and then handpick from there. That's really cool. They have a script that can do that. Makes
Very
it way
nice.
easier.
I mean, these are Factorio players we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You think
So
they're gonna not automate something if they have the ability to?
you're right there. Um, so with the map picked, it's possible to start planning the base. This begins with setting a target time to finish the game and calculating the amount of science number of assemblies required from there. We then come together and arrange a base on the chosen map, which will serve as a reference for the factory built in the actual run. It should be noted that the category rules do not allow blueprint imports. So instead, they would usually have the planning save file open in another window or use screenshots during the run. As you can see here, this is part of a spreadsheet that contains every player's responsibilities. We can kind of take a look here. Nephrom looks like he does maybe miners for the first bit. And then Aceto does some mini red science. Anti-elites does some burner refueling. Bilka does some iron furnaces and power. Thui does iron and input belts and stuff like that at these like certain timestamps. So they got this really organized.
Yeah, they've really got it down to the exact like minute there. That's pretty cool. They have some sort of floater room there, right? Like sections for help each other. But overall, each person is actively doing something real important. And by combining what 8 players crafting by hand, you get a lot of power there, as long as the resources are in place.
Yeah, yeah. This is really impressive. In one thing they do here that's really smart, which I think is actually one of the main reasons this is actually possible to get this done this quickly and smoothly. Um, so we'll go into that here in a second. What I'm talking about. Another big part of the planning is to create a spreadsheet. So we just went over that. They distribute the tasks so that 2 players build smelting, 2 build mining, 1 player builds the power plant, and only 3 people build the factory itself. So what I was referring to is a strict divide means people only ever take and craft the materials they need. So ideally, we don't have to fight over resources. Furthermore, the task list allows us to optimize by shuffling tasks around so that no time is wasted by anyone. One example of this is that only 2 people ever chop wood for power poles. The rest get the wood from them and do not have to waste time finding trees. The task distribution also means that every player has a very different perspective of the speedrun. So here are some more. So Zulon included in there and does mining. Bilka did smelting. Anti-Elite Space Builder. These are all Twitch VODs. Um, Dividing up the tasks here, I think, is extremely important in a multiplayer speedrun like this. So, like you said, like one person or 2 people does the smelting and no one else has to build smelting, and one person only chops wood so the other people aren't wasting time trying to chop wood for power poles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're doing an assembly line, right?
Yeah, of
Each
players.
person dedicated to a single task. You don't need to generalize. You don't need to have one player memorize the entire layout to do your red, green, blue, purple, yellow, all the sciences. You just need to remember your one piece and do it really well.
Yeah. Um and they do it really well. So with the complete plan prepared, they do runs and iterate on the planning, taking into account what worked well and what did not. Speedrun above is a result of a few of those planning iterations combined with some improvisation to compensate for mistakes and execution. It may not always sound like it during the run, but we are all friends, and when someone makes a mistake, others jump in to help. So the linked run is a result of good teamwork. Without everyone working together like that, we would not have been able to reach our target time, the 1 hour 15 minutes. In the future, we hope to be able to launch a rocket in less than an hour. You can watch our next attempts on Saturday, 2030 CEST, Central European Standard Time, on Twitch. You can find over 20 active speedrunners resources such as save files and replays, or even trying and running yourself at speedrun.com/factorio. So, man, dude, if they could hit under 1 hour,
Cool.
that would be
Uh,
insane.
such a thing even possible?
I
This
don't.
is to go even further beyond.
This like even in multiplayer, I like can't even comprehend like if I just got like 7 of my other like Factorio player friends together. I don't by like an hour and a half we'd probably have like blue science done like at best, it's
It's
like
crazy, yeah.
this is just insane. um I'm definitely normally I don't watch this stuff, not because it's bad but just because I don't have time, but I'm gonna make time to watch. I mean it's only an hour 15 minutes, so
Yeah, that's true. It's only an hour 15.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
not
gosh.
like 3 hours plus re-rolling and stuff. So I'm gonna make time to watch this because I want to see how the heck this develops in an hour and 15 minutes.
It is crazy. Honestly, like the red arm assembly lines that I'm seeing here, like they're using just red arms everywhere in ways that I would never consider to do myself.
Hmm.
That's a big one for me. I don't know if you've picked anything out just from watching for a minute or two here, but wow, they're really thinking with a lot of space. Whereas I'm just thinking, oh, try and get everything onto one belt, one side, one belt on another side, and then feed it all in. You know, they're going real crazy.
Yeah, I mean they have some speedrunning builds are really, really interesting. They're much different than a typical type of base build. So definitely make time to watch this if you guys are interested. But I think that's gonna cover it here, unless you have any other thoughts.
Oh man, let's see. One thought that I did have is these kind of. I mean, they're not exactly competing with other players, but they're competing to be the best of themselves. This kind of competition is like a little too much for me because like hearing like Auntie, I know like Auntie's never like being mean or anything. Like they said, they're all friends. But like if Auntie were to say some of the things to me that he says to these guys, I would just like start tearing up. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not good enough.
Dude, I haven't actually listened to this. I have the sound muted, but is he he's
Oh,
just like
he's
yelling at
not
people?
bad. Well, I don't know if you've done like biter battles with him or something, right? But he's always he's telling people, hey, you got to be doing this. Where is this? Is this ready? In like, how would I say? In a
Wait,
demanding way. He's like, hey, you guys need to have this ready. I'm trying to get information as quickly as possible. He's not being mean ever, right? But
yeah.
it is just like, this is too intense for me. I can't handle this.
Yeah, same here. I just like pull my internet and just be like, "Oh crap, sorry guys, my internet cut out." I
I
can't
just
handle the
cave under the
pressure.
pressure, man. Yep.
Yeah, this
Tough
is
times for us casuals.
yeah, gotta have the mindset for this. I can't do speedruns. I've tried once or twice. And I just couldn't handle it. It was just like my brain exploded and I gave up.
What is your best rocket launch time so far? Do you know?
I mean, when I tried, I didn't even get to that point.
Oh
I
no!
gave up at military science, dude. I
Oh,
was like,
oh. What? Okay.
I was
You
like,
do need to watch this video then.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, this is intense. I'm gonna go back to my mega base and just take 5 hours to build a layout.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this
My
is insane.
yeah, my best so far. I did a lazy bastard run last week, uh, and I got it in 10 hours and 15 minutes, and that was
Wow.
lazy bastard plus rocket launch. Just rushing, obviously not making a real nice base or anything, just specifically going to launch the rocket as fast as possible, shutting down science as soon as I'm ready for it.
That's like pretty dang good, dude.
Yeah, that was with no planning, just kind of going for it and being like, okay, I want lazy bastard and I'm just going to go as fast as I can. But like this is next levels of planning, man. This is intense. 200 hours. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is this is so ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Leave your thoughts and stuff below and on the forums and Reddit for the devs. Definitely check this out if you are interested. And until next time, we will see you later.
Catch you later.